To get retired, the man piloted the bomber and kept flying over his comrades' heads. Another comrade picked up a wooden stick and shouted angrily, wanting to knock Mike down from the plane. Just then, the bomber malfunctioned and rushed straight towards the comrade. In the end, Mike crashed into the hilltop in horror. The deaths of the two comrades made Yossarian understand that only by completing 55 flight missions could he retire alive. However, during Yossarian's 51st flight mission, they were fiercely attacked by the Germans. The headquarters ordered them to retreat immediately, but Yossarian, unwilling to give up, defied the order and wanted to blow up the bridge. As a result, he was hit by a shell and lost his manhood, and the bomber was also swaying precariously in the gunfire. Just as the bomber was about to crash, Yossarian parachuted despite the pain and managed to survive. Yossarian thought that getting injured would allow him to retire, so he immediately found the officer, but the officer flat out refused him, saying that only a crazy person could be allowed to be exempt from flying. But if one submitted an application, it couldn't prove that he was a crazy person. Helpless, Yossarian had to ask the doctor for help, but the officer still didn't believe it and brought up the military regulations, claiming that soldiers should absolutely obey their superiors' arrangements. Yossarian could only hold back his full rage and continue to carry out the mission, but during the 54th flight mission, the engine of the bomber was destroyed, and Yossarian's machine gunner was also killed by a bullet. The blood stained Yossarian's uniform red, and fear surrounded Yossarian. After returning to the barracks, Yossarian took off his blood-red uniform and walked naked in the barracks to protest against the inhumane military regulations, but it didn't seem to have any effect. The officer calmly pinned the badge on Yossarian's hat. Yossarian finally realized that these flight missions were just a series of numbers in their eyes. Even if he completed the 55th mission, there would still be a 56th and a 57th, and it was simply impossible for him to leave the barracks. So Yossarian gave up hope. He lay naked in the bomber, letting the shells keep exploding beside him.